Martha Raddatz, at last, she actually went ahead and called out a Republican. Answer the question. Stop spinning. That's what she said to Doug Burgum, who dropped out of the race, of course, and also another one who endorsed Donald Trump. Asking her about Trump using the racial trope of attempting to make Nikki's real name an issue. But interestingly, when he tried to spin it, watch what Martha Raddatz did.
Donald Trump has taken to referring to his opponent, Nikki Haley, by her given name, a mangled version of that, Nimrata, the kind of thing he did with Barack Obama using his middle name, Hussein. He's also reposted false conspiracy theories saying she is not eligible to run for president because her Indian immigrant parents were not yet American citizens. She was born in South Carolina. Why do you think he is doing this?
Well, all I know is that I believe this election, the primary election, is going to be over after Tuesday. President Trump is leading in all 50 states.
No, please answer the question,
I think
sir.
it's the time.
Answer the question about why you think Donald Trump is doing that.
I think it's politics. Joe Biden launched his campaign a couple weeks ago with a set of personal attacks on President Trump. He talked about President Trump. He talked about the lawfare that they're mobilizing to try to slow him down as a candidacy. He didn't talk about inflation. He didn't talk about violent crime in our cities. He didn't talk about the open border where we've had a massive invasion. And now we've had more fentanyl deaths than 4 Vietnams in our country under Joe Biden the last 3 years. No, he talked about attacking his opponent. That's politics around the world, and it's politics in America.
So do you think that's the kind of politics that Donald Trump is using, going after Nikki Haley's heritage, that will bring a country together?
I think that you could ask me the question about, what did Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris say, the vicious things they said about Joe Biden.
But great. It's great that Martha did that. But at the same time, after answering the question and just saying, okay, it's politics, she allowed him to go on and then continue to misinform the people that are listening to the show. But then again, you got to give credit to Doug Burgum and all the Republicans. They have a narrative, and they have that narrative down pat. It's the border, it's fentanyl, it's immigration again. It is inflation that is actually near and not there anymore, but still getting a whole lot of play. And it is trying to forget that COVID occurred under Trump. It is trying to forget that COVID was something where over 1 million Americans died. They have it down pat. I think it is time for Democrats to include that Donald Trump was responsible for the reaction to COVID that got a lot of Americans killed. You want to talk about how good things were under Trump? His first 2 years, he continued the Obama expansion, and the third year, when it was on him to solve a real problem, COVID-19, he cratered and started speaking about bleach in the veins and all. It is time for Democrats to start articulating this result before that cauterized in people's minds. Donald Trump, how the economy was good under Donald Trump. No, under Donald Trump, he's one of 2 presidents, I believe, that have left with less jobs than when he got there. And you can blame COVID, but it's also how he handled COVID. Remember how Obama handled Ebola? You could have gone to the source. You could have done preventative things way early to protect America, like many third world countries protected themselves, including a little town like my country, Panama. You could have done it, but instead you allowed all kinds of weird anti-vax, anti-mask, and all these things to play an influential part on your pew, on the people who follow you. And with that, we got 1 million plus deaths. Folks, it is time for us to get real. Martha Raddatz, good job for forcing him to answer, but not so good for allowing him to continue to mislead and not having a pushback to all the misinformation that he's given.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.